my sincerest apologies. I don't know how to say this, but I have an awfully monotone and boring voice. What you're about to hear is me trying to add character to it. I'm so sorry. 1962's The Days of Wine and Roses is an absolutely brilliant, if tragic, movie film. It follows two characters, Joe Clay and Kirsten Arnson, as, with the help of alcohol, the two slowly fall in love and then eventually fall apart. Both of the characters seem to suffer from alcoholism, and we get to watch them each deal with it in their own way. We watch Joe slowly lose a series of jobs, and watch his own life deteriorate before going to find help at AA, and eventually get clean. Kirsten, on the other hand, believes that if she consumes alcohol in moderation, she'll be able to stay clean. She won't get drunk, she'll be able to live a productive life, not continue getting herself in trouble. Throughout the film, we watch that as she refuses to attend AA, this ends poorly for her. She continues to drink in excess, and eventually she leaves Clay, because the two just can't be together. Normally, this is the part where I'd go through the actual DSM and work through every bar, category, piece of criteria that the character fits in order to diagnose them. However, in this case, with alcohol abuse disorder, both Joe and Kirsten fulfill every single category on the chart. They drink in excess, they drink much too often, I think, and the amount they drink causes significant troubles within their lives. Joe's alcoholism causes him a handful of troubles, to say the least. To mark a few of the larger events in the film, and the more notable ones, his alcoholism causes him to lose 4 jobs in 5 years, destroy his father-in-law's greenhouse while searching for a bottle of alcohol, and also require him to be locked up in hospital on a number of occasions because of withdrawal symptoms. Kirsten's alcoholism, well, certainly seeming to have less severe withdrawal symptoms than Joe's, is definitely harmful to her life. Throughout the film, 2 major instances that we see of Kirsten's alcoholism impacting her life and her ability to function is, firstly, when she sets her home on fire whilst being drunk with her child inside, which eventually causes Joe to lose his job in Texas. And secondly, her inability to go without drink. She suffers from a severe need to drink, and this eventually causes her marriage with Joe to fail. On both a personal and professional level, alcohol appears to be detrimental to these characters. On the one hand, they seem to need alcohol in at least some capacity to help keep their marriage together, as they both have cravings for it, and it seems to be that little piece that brought them together, that common ground that allowed them to fall in love in the first place. On the other hand, though, it's detrimental to them and their relationship, as being drunk, they can't exist. They can't hold down jobs, they can't provide the security for their daughter that they need. Now, would I recommend this film to graduate students? The answer is yes. Not only would I recommend it to graduate students, but I would also recommend it to anyone interested in watching a good movie. The film is, in my opinion, fantastic, especially for a film from the 60s. Not to, be mean to the films from the 60s, but a lot of them just don't cut it by a modern standard. I would argue, though, that The Days of Wine and Roses does. It's brilliantly written, in my opinion. The characters seem believable. The scenario that they're going through is tragic, but never seems fake. They managed to nail something with that, where it seems very complex. Both characters have their own goals, and they're trying to get better, but at the same time, alcoholism is sort of pulling them back and pulling them down. And it doesn't have a great ending for the characters, but that really does set it apart, it seems, from the movies of its time. In addition to the fact that the film is just an absolutely fantastic piece of art, that's just my opinion, I think that it provides an accurate representation of alcoholism. Both having, read through the sections in the DSM and having grown out in the middle of nowhere with a handful of people that were a little too fond of liquor, it's a very believable portrayal on the part of both characters, who just can't seem to get away from alcohol. And again, it's very tragic, but I think that actually does the film a lot of justice. It doesn't try to present some happy scenario, some happy ending that's all neatly tied up in a little ribbon. It's very sad. It leaves you unsatisfied. And I think, for the little bit of realism that it is, it really works out well in the film with the subject matter that it covers, to show an unhappy ending for the characters, because it's torn their lives apart. So, that's the review. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was a little bit better than the last one. And I wish you nothing but a good day.